we are going to see. Today we are going to see lesson about Madam Mary Curie. So before starting the lesson, I would like to ask question to you all. Do you know any scientists? Anyone? Do you know any names of scientists? Give me some names of scientists that you know, famous scientists. Hello? Am I audible to all?
Yes, Miss.
Nainika, can you tell me any name of the scientist? Archit, Nainika, Dharmik.
APJ Abdul Kalam.
Sorry, come again.
Abdul Kalam.
Albert Einstein, Sir Abdul Kalam, Sir C.V. Raman. So they are all famous scientists, right? So today we are going to see about one of the famous scientists, Mary Curie. Okay. So Mary Curie was born on 7 November 1867 in Warsaw, Poland. So we all are in India, right? We all are Indians. We all are born in India. Like that, Mary Curie was a woman born in Poland. In which place? In Poland, which place? Warsaw. W-A-R-S-A-W. Warsaw. Okay. So her full name was Maria Salomia Sklodowska. Okay. She was called Manya by her family. Like our family members will call us with our pet names, right? Like that, Madam Curie was called as Manya by her family members, by her parents, by her sister, brothers, and all. So, Mary Curie's parents were both teachers. Both her parents were teachers who instilled a love for science in her. So, who were Maria's parents? What were they? Maria's parents were teachers. So they always said good things about science, and Mary started loving science, the subject science. Okay. Maria was a clever and hardworking student. She did very well in her school. Maria was a bright student. She was able to learn everything quickly. She was really a hardworking student. Okay. So she excelled in her school education. It was a time when Poland was a part of the Russian Empire. So in olden days, Poland was one of one of the parts that comes under Russian Empire. Russia, now the war is happening, right? Are you able to follow, students? So Poland was in olden days a part of Russian Empire. Okay, and Maria's family, no, they was in favor of Poland to be an independent country. Poland wanted to become an independent country. They don't want to be under or as a part of the Russian Empire. So they wanted to become an independent country like India. So this led to her father being fired by the Russian supervisors. Mary's father was working Mary's father was working under Russian supervisors. Okay, but Maria's father and mother were in favor of becoming an independent family. So what happened? Russian supervisors fired them. What is English fired? Throwing some fire? No. So Maria's father was Maria's father lost his job due for supporting Poland as an independent country. Okay. By that time, Maria was only 10 years old. Okay. And her oldest sister, her first sister, died due to typhus. Typhus is a disease. Okay. So it is an infection disease caused by a bacteria. Okay. 2 years later, her mother also died. Maria's mother also died due to tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a dangerous disease, but now it has so many medications. Tuberculosis means they'll be having too much of cold. They'll be keep on coughing like this. They'll be keep on coughing. Okay. So due to that disease, who died? Mary Curie's mother. Okay. Who died because of the disease typhus? Mary Curie's oldest sister, first sister died. Okay. So when everyone in the family keep on dying means it will be very difficult, right? Like that, it was a difficult time for Mary also. Mary was very good at studies. I told you earlier itself. Being good at her studies, Mary wanted to continue her education. But young women in Poland did not go to universities during that time. The universities were only for men. Mary was a very good learning student. Okay, she liked to continue her education. She liked to go to college. She liked to study and get a degree. But what happened? No, in olden days in Poland, there were universities in which only men were allowed. Women were not at all allowed for universities. Okay. Also, Bronya was Mary's sister. Bronya was faced with the same problem. As nobody in Poland were allowed, no women were allowed to go to universities. They were unable to study. Okay. But Mary was headstrong in face of difficulties. She decided to work as a tutor to support her sister complete her education. This allowed Bronya to go to France and study medicine in Paris. Okay, but Mary, no, she is a very hardworking student. I told you earlier, she was very good at studies. She was very hardworking. So she became a tutor. Who is a tutor? One who teaches others. Okay, tutor is a person who teaches. Like me, I am teaching you all, right? Like that, Mary also became a tutor to support her sister's study. Okay, who is supporting your studies? Your mother and father. Like that, Mary supported her Bronya, her sister, to study, to go to France, from Poland to France, to study medicine. To study which subject? Maths, physics. Which subject did more Bronya studied? Answer me. Anyone? Unmute yourself and answer my question. It's Nainika. Tell me, who went to France to study? Archit?
Yes, miss.
Yes, tell me, where did Bronya go and what did she study?
Medicine in Paris.
Medicine. Yes. For the next few years, Mary worked to earn money for herself and Bronya. In the evening, she read chemistry, physics, mathematics textbooks. In November 1891, at the age of 24, Mary joined Bronya in Paris. There, she studied chemistry, mathematics, physics at the University of Paris. She also met Pierre Curie during this time. They got married and had their first daughter named Irene. Okay, so after working as a tutor for several years, Mary worked to earn money and she also went to Paris with her sister Bronnie. Okay, so during the evening times, Mary would be reading different books, different subject books like maths, physics, chemistry, and all. Okay, and Mary also joined the University of Paris. Which university did Mary join? Which university? Paris. Very good, Nainika. So Mary also joined the University of Paris. Sorry. In that university, in that time, while she was studying in the university, Mary met Pierre Curie. Who is this Pierre Curie? Pierre Curie is a man who was studying in the university. Okay, so Pierre Curie and Marie Curie, they both got married. They tied the knot as a husband and wife. Who is the husband of Marie Curie? Pierre Curie. Okay, who is the husband of Marie Curie? Dharmik.
Pierre.
Very good, Nainika. Very good. So, Pierre Curie was Marie Curie's husband, and they got a daughter. They gave birth to a daughter, and they named her as Irene. What is the child name of Marie Curie and Pierre Curie? Irene. Okay. So, both like Marie Curie, Pierre Curie was also dedicated to their work. They were very sincere to their work. Both Mary and Pierre Curie were completely dedicated to their work. At first, they worked on different projects. Mary was fascinated by the work of Henry Becquerel, a French scientist who discovered uranium projected rays. Okay, so both husband and wife, Mary and Pierre, both of them were very much dedicated to their work. They always would be doing research and doing projects. Okay. First, during the initial stages, Mary was working on some project. Pierre was working in another project. They were working differently. At that time, Mary fascinated. What does mean fascinated? Mary was interested. Fascinated means very much interested. Okay. Mary was very much interested in another work, in the scientist work, Henry Becquerel. Henry Becquerel means he was a French scientist. Okay? He was a French physicist, and he discovered uranium projected rays. Okay. Who first discovered uranium projected rays? Henry Becquerel. Okay, so that work was fascinated by Mary, and she started working on that project. And Mary also started conducting her own experiments on uranium rays. Mary started doing different experiments using the uranium rays and on the uranium rays to discover more. Later, she decided to find other elements that had the same properties. In 1898, she came up with the term radioactivity to describe materials that had this property. Okay. So, in which year Mary used the word radioactivity? Aisha, Ahil, tell me the answers. In which year Mary came up with the word radioactivity? Ahil, Aisha. Yes, tell me. Anyone else?
1890.
Yes, 1898. Okay. So later what happened, Mary's husband Pyrie, he also got interested with this research, and he also joined with Mary. So initially, Mary and Pyrie was working in different projects, but Mary liked some other project. She was working with uranium rays, which was again got interested to Pyrie. So he also joined Mary. Okay. See, Harry was so interested in Mary's research that he put his work aside to assist her. Together, they discovered a new radioactive element in 1918, which they call polonium. So, in the year 1898, both Mary and both Pyrie together found uh, a new material called new radioactive element called polonium. Okay, note that polonium. They also discovered another radioactive element called radium. So we used to tell, right, radium lights, like that. Mary and Pyrie found two radioactive elements. First one was polonium. Second one was radium. So in June 1903, Mary, along with her husband and Henry Becquerel, were awarded the Nobel Prize for their contribution in the field of physics. Okay, so when did Mary got Nobel Prize? (1903). Okay, why did they got the Nobel Prize? For finding this radioactive element for their work in this field of physics. She also added another feather to her cap when she won Nobel Prize again in chemistry for discovering the two new elements, polonium and radium. So, Mary Curie got two Nobel Prize. One for the work in physics and the another for finding this new radioactive elements, uranium and polonium. Okay. Mary's discovery was very useful during World War I when doctors started using X-rays to determine internal injuries of the soldier. Okay, so do you see in hospital, if we fell down, doctor will ask us to take X-ray. Go take X-ray. Doctor will be saying, right? X-ray machine. Yes. So this was found by Mary Curie. So this X-rays were very useful in the First World War. Okay, when doctors and all used this to see if there are any wound inside our skin. They used X-rays to find any injuries in the bone. But X-ray machines were very scarce. Mary then came up with the idea of moving X-ray machine from one hospital to another hospital in a truck. Why did Mary move X-ray machine from one hospital to another? Because they were very less in amount. If you have one pen, you will be writing with that pen and you will be giving to your friend for writing, right? If your friend is not having any pen, you will be writing and you will be sharing with others. Just like that, Mary also came up with the idea of sharing X-ray by keeping the X-ray machines in the truck and going from one hospital to another hospital to help everyone. Okay. This truck came to be known as Little Curies and helped thousands of soldiers during the war. So this truck, they gave a name to this truck. The truck name was Little Curies. The truck name was Little Curies. Okay. So this helped many soldiers in World War I. She also found the Curie Institute in Paris, which is a major cancer research center. So, not only this, she also founded a cancer institute in Paris, Cancer Research Institute in Paris. And name of that institute was Curie Institute. Okay. Any doubts, children, so far? Marie Curie breathed her last in 1934 after a long, fulfilling career. Her life is an example of hard work can accomplish. However, it was a difficult journey for her. As she herself said, I have frequently been questioned of how I could reconcile family life with a science career. Well, it has not been easy. The best achievements in life was certainly not easy. So, when did Marie Curie died? In the year 1934. Okay, when did Marie Curie die? She died in the year 1934. Okay, she was having a wonderful career in physics and in science, and her life is an example of hard working. If we work hard, we can achieve our goal. If we work hard, we can get the sweetest fruit. Okay, so she said once that it was not so easy to see both the science and family to see together. It was very difficult. Okay, so but we can achieve only if we do hard work. Okay, we can achieve our goals only if we do hard work, and any achievements are not at all easy. Okay, so any doubts on the lesson, children? Dharmik, Aisha, Ishan, Archit, Ahil, any doubts?
No.
Shall I ask questions? Yes. First, Aisha, Haina, unmute yourself. I'm going to ask you a question.
Miss, I have a doubt.
Yes, Ishan, tell me.
Fascinated.
Ishan?
Fascinated.
Sorry, I cannot get you. What?
Fascinated.
ഇഷാൻ എന്താണ് ഫാസിനേറ്ററിന്റെ അർത്ഥമാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. എന്താണ് ഇഷാൻ?
Okay. You want to know
Ishan?
the meaning of fascinated, Ishan, right?
Yes.
Okay. So fascinated means, let me tell you with an example. Okay. So do you read stories which are very boring? If a cinema is bored, will you see a boring cinema?
No.
No. But will you see a cinema if it is very interesting?
Yes, miss.
Yes. So the meaning for the word fascinating is interesting. Okay. Fascinated means interesting.
Okay, miss.
Okay. Is that clear, Ishan?
No, miss.
Okay. So shall I ask questions now? Aisha, unmute yourself, ma. Aisha, tell me, when did Mary was born?
ആയിഷ എവിടെ മോളെ? വീഡിയോ ഓൺ ചെയ്തേ. ആയിഷ, ആയിഷ എന്നാണ് മേരി ക്യൂറി ജനിച്ചതെന്നാണ് മിസ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുത്ത ഏത് ഇയർ ആണ്? വിച്ച് ഇയർ? ആയിഷ പറഞ്ഞേ, ഏത് ഇയർ ആണ്?
67.
എത്രയാ? ഒന്നുകൂടെ പറഞ്ഞു, അവർക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു.
1867.
7 November 1867. Very good. Now, Dharmik, you tell me. Dharmik? Yes. Tell me, where was Marie Curie born? Dharmik, unmute yourself.
ധാർമിക് ഉണ്ടോ അവിടെ? ധാർമിക്? I think he got disconnected.
Okay. Ahil, you tell me, where was Mary born? Ahil?
Yes, miss.
Where was Marie Curie born? In which place?
ഏത് സ്ഥലത്താണ് മേരി ക്യൂറി ജനിച്ചതെന്നാണ് മിസ് ചോദിച്ചത്. പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ ആദ്യം തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോ എന്താ പറഞ്ഞു തന്നെ?
7th November.
സ്ഥലം എവിടെയാണ് ജനിച്ചതെന്നാ ചോദിച്ചത്. ഏത് സ്ഥലത്താണ് ജനിച്ചത് എന്നാണ് ചോദിച്ചത്. ഏത് സ്ഥലത്താ?
Warsaw, Poland. Okay.
Warsaw. Okay, Poland. Yes.
Okay, so now the next question is I'm going to ask to Ishan. Ishan.
Miss.
Yes. Now tell me, how did Mary Curie's sister, oldest sister, died? Ishan, do you understand my question? Ishan?
Typhus.
Yes, Mary Curie's oldest sister died because of the disease typhus. Okay, so now Nainika, tell me, when did Mary lost her mother?
Miss, not here.
It is there. You check it. So Mary was only 10 years old when her oldest sister died. Okay, but after 2 years, her mother also died. So 10 plus 2, 12. So Mary lost her mother at the age of 12. Okay. So when did Mary lost her mother? At the age of 12. Okay. So the next question is, in which field of science Mary got Nobel Prize? Anyone? Dharmik? Dharmik, this question goes to you. How many Nobel Prizes Mary won? How many Nobel Prizes Mary Curie won?
2.
Very good. In which field? For what and all she
2.
won the prize?
Chemistry and physics.
Okay, very good. Archie, next question is for you.
Yes, Miss.
What are the 2 radioactive elements found by Mary and Mary Curie? Archie?
Yes, Miss.
Yes. What are the 2 radioactive elements found by Mary Curie? Anyone else?
Polonium, radium.
Yes, polonium and radium are the 2 radioactive elements. Very good, very good. Okay, any other doubts, children?
No.
Okay. Indu ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
മനസ്സിലായോ എല്ലാവർക്കും ആ ചാപ്റ്റർ?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Akshaya, if you can share me that text exercise also as a Word file or something like that, so that I can share with them. That text exercise is there, no? After the chapter.
Yes, what kind, this question and answer.
Yeah, text exercise, what is given in that chapter.
Okay.
Okay. Just put the question number and write the answers only, not the questions, only the answers.
Okay, so I should write the answers for it and I'll send it to you, right?
Word file if possible. Is it possible for you to type? Because you told there is no laptop, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you write and send to me? Take a picture of that and send to me.
Yeah. I can do that.
A text exercise നമ്മൾ മിസ് അയച്ചു തരുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ഇട്ട് തരാം കേട്ടോ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ എല്ലാരും ചാപ്റ്റർ വായിക്കുക. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. താങ്ക് യു അക്ഷയ.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.